And we're back here on the Stogie Geek Show with our segment for this evening. We're going to talk about top 10 lists. Listeners submitted their top 10 cigars of 2013, and we're going to talk a little bit about the cigars that they had in their lists. So, Will, why don't you kick us off?
Yeah, so first I want to just, again, thank the audience. We had an incredible response to this contest, and I'll announce the winner of the contest after the segment. But when we did a few weeks ago, we all did our top 10s. We invited some listeners, and I have a Aurora 5-pack of Tubos we'll raffle up. But we did get some great lists, and there's a lot of them. We're not going to be able to go through all of them, but I think we could probably put them up on the website.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we could probably put them up on the website.
So we're going to pick a random winner?
Yeah, we'll pick out a random winner. Yep, and I'll do it, and I'll pick a number based on first in, first out of the email. But
yeah,
go ahead.
I was just going to say I really liked Frank's.
Frank's list was the one I put first because Frank's list, I think we related to it, and he did a great job on the list too. I'm
not a huge fan of the Illusione 888 Slam for whatever reason. It hasn't met my flavor profile.
He had that number 10.
I don't know. Considering it's on his list and 1 through 9 in his list is stuff that I would smoke all day long. I want to go back and kind of smoke an Illusione 888 Slam now and see what he's talking.
The same thing.
You kind of find people with the same palate and maybe branch out a little based on maybe my first experience with that was just a fluke. Yep. It can happen. He had the Cien Años Maduro first, and he had a 2010 God of Fire Series B Robusto, which those God of Fire Series B Robustos are just awesome. I got the gift set. I think I rated it Oasis on awesome.
I have got to smoke that. I have not smoked that, and after seeing it on that list and what you guys are saying, I'm going to smoke that.
I want to say Mr. J Havana Smoke Shop had some of those gift sets. They're pricey, but I tell you what. I've smoked, I think, 2 cigars out of that little gift set. I think it comes with 5 cigars.
Yeah, there's like 3 Vitolas and 5 cigars.
Oh, and they're all like Oasis level or pretty close cigars. The smaller sizes one I smoked was just Oasis for me. And he's got the Padrones in there. Hemingway Classic Rosado, which is great. Those tend to I've seen some of those floating around recently. And everyone that smokes that says that the 858 Rosado is better. Which I can't disagree with either. Añejo, which is a great blend. 64 TAA, Liga Privada T52, which is interesting. The T52, he noticed some inconsistency, and I have too, and I haven't smoked that blend in a while, maybe due to some inconsistencies there. I want to go back to that one too, because I think the T52 blend, we've talked about, it's been around for a while, and we've talked about 800 other cigars since we've talked about a T52. So I think it's interesting to go back to maybe some of these on the lists that were like, hey, I haven't smoked that in a while, and I think the T52 falls in that category as well.
When was the last time one of you guys smoked one of the Dark Rituals? I see it here at number 5.
I recently smoked one, and I think finally I've come around. I took a while to come around on that blend. And finally, I just started coming around. Well, now I get what everyone was saying about it.
I think age changes that cigar a lot.
Yeah, and I had when I first had that cigar, I had a mistake of having it too soon with that, and it wasn't. It was a little wet, and it kind of soured me on it for a while.
I have probably smoked 2 boxes of them, and I have another 2 boxes left, and. Right now, I think they're smoking the best that they've ever smoked. Period. Or in my opinion.
I think they're right on. And I think right now with EPC's Limitada, I'd say the 2010 and the 2011, which is the Dark Rituals. Those are the 2 that stand out right now.
Yeah.
I don't know if the 12 or 13 are ever going to reach those levels. Yeah, I think that's going to be over time. We'll know that.
Fair enough.
Yeah, yep. Some of the other smokes on here, Brian's list, the Don Pepin Garcia Blue Robusto, a lot of people love that stick.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, I just can't get into it. I don't know why. And it's not like a horrible stick by any stretch of the imagination. I think it's good. It's just for whatever reason, it's not in my wheelhouse, and I don't understand because so many other people like it. But again, I guess that goes back to, people have different palates and they like what they like. And his number 2 cigar is a My Father Robusto, and I like the My Father line. I think as a whole, but again, it's just not something I reach for all the time for whatever reason. Although some recent ones I've reviewed have I've given much higher ratings over time. The regular My Father line, I think I smoked the Torpedo, and that was really good. I don't know that it would end up on my top 10 list, but it's certainly something that is a solid offering from My Father.
Yep.
See, go ahead, Will. Sorry.
I was going to say, on his list, Namakubi Ecuador was number 6, and I'm going to tell you something. That cigar, wow, go back and smoke that cigar again. It is aging really, really good, that Namakubi Ecuador. I mean, really, it probably, if I had redone my list after smoking some more of these aids, that Namakubi Ecuador would have cracked my top 15. So I'm just saying that cigar, if you had it, go back and smoke it with some age on it. It is smoking good.
I actually do. I am in the camp of the fan of the Dom Pepin Garcia Blue.
Yeah.
I would not have picked the Robusto though. I like the Corona Gorda, which I believe is called the Exquisitos. Yeah.
Nice. I'm gonna have to get some of those.
The Exquisitos,
I'm gonna try that size.
is
yeah.
the best in my.
That's what I've heard too.
But and they age like extremely well, for whatever that's worth. And I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say number 10 here is probably one of. I feel like the Cameroon Hemingways get overlooked because of the Maduros
And the Rosados.
But I'll tell you what, they are still really awesome smokes.
Dude, put some age on a Cameroon Hemingway. Wow.
Yeah. I was on a cruise ship, and that was like, they had like a whole bunch of garbage in their humidor. But they had these, exactly that, the Hemingway Cameroon signatures. And I smoked one of them every day while I was on the cruise ship. And it made me really go back and say, like, damn, these are really good smokes, and they don't get the credit they deserve, I think.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. The other one, Joya de Nicaragua, Dark Antonio Corojo.
That's Bart's list, right?
Yeah, Bart's list.
That was his number 1.
I wouldn't rate it number 1 on a top 10 list, but I tell you what, if you're looking for a deep, rich, strong cigar, and at a price point that you can't beat, I tell you what, go smoke that cigar. I mean, that is, if you're a strong cigar kind of person, you like a dark wrapper, you like a dark, thick, rich smoke, and you're price conscious, I mean, those sticks you can find at a pretty good value, and that stick delivers. And they've got all kinds of sizes in that. I know it doesn't list the size in there, but they had a little small Corona size. We talked about that maybe 30 episodes ago or whatever. Great smoke.
Yeah.
Great smoke.
I agree.
I like that he put the 601 Blue on here, too. I don't know if he's referring more to the new ones or the old ones, but the old ones.
Yeah, there's some old ones that were floating around. They're pretty damn good.
That was his number 10. Yeah, that's
those old ones are
cigar.
one of my favorites.
And I tell you what, the El Centurion, I talk about My Father not meeting my palate. My Father's got that special S that they at one time only gave out at events, and if you hunt around now, you can find them. That is my favorite My Father, hands down. I
just got one.
Yeah.
I got to go back and smoke it again.
I don't want to taint your opinion about it, but I tell you what, you talk about the pepper profile that the Pepin and My Father cigars have. That cigar is very smooth and creamy, and I tell you what, it is a home run all day long with that cigar. Love that smoke.
Yeah. Very good smoke.
Yep. I totally agree.
All right, on to Mark Boysworth.
Yeah, number 1 was the Fratello Corona that we had Omar on the show a few weeks ago, and I know we didn't smoke the Corona. I agree. That is. I don't know if it's the number 1 cigar of the year, but certainly of Fratello's line, that Corona is a box-worthy stick all the way.
Did we smoke that on the show?
No, we smoked the Toro.
We smoked the Toro.
Okay.
And it was awesome.
What happened is I smoked the Coronas.
I see.
Yeah, And yep. But the Corona, I'll have to get you guys. I tell you, the Corona is even better than the Toro.
I like Mark's list. I'd smoke everything on Mark, although I haven't had a Dante Canto number 3.
Oh, Paul, I smoked that cigar the week you were out and on the show. Wow.
Real? Yeah, because I like everything else on his list.
Yeah, that Dante Canto is. I'm gonna be talking about that in an upcoming episode. That's a cigar out of Casa Fernandez. Another cigar. You talk about aging on a cigar. Yeah. That's a real nice blend.
Yeah, he's got a Davidoff Nicaraguan short Corona, love it. Surrogates Tramp Stamp, love it. Fuente Exquisito Maduro, that's a little tiny stick. That is like one of the best winter smokes. Maduro Natural, actually, in that Fuente Exquisito line. For the price and the value, awesome. Padron 2000 Maduro, awesome. Nika Rustica, I like a lot, actually. Sometimes I'm just in a mood for a cigar that just pours obnoxious amounts of smoke. I'm sorry. I like that. If I'm in the mood for that, that's what I want, you know. So that's a great list. Short run from EPC 2013 Robustos. I think any of the short runs that EPC has come out with are at least box worthy, if not better.
I agree. Yep, I agree. You can't go wrong with that line.
Drew has an interesting list. He doesn't put them in any order, but that Headley Grange drumstick, phenomenal cigar.
Came around.
Yeah,
when they were fresh,
they weren't as good. See, I didn't smoke them when they were fresh. I only smoked them when they had like probably a couple months of age or something. Or they might have become available in the local shop when I had my dental surgery. So it sat around for a month or two before I got around to smoking it, and I tell you what, awesome. Yeah, he's got a great list there. We're gonna post all these lists. So
Yep. He had on there. I know you. I don't think you guys have had Fred Ruiz Limited Nomad Esteli Lot 1386.
I have.
Oh, you have. That's the one I really liked of all of them.
James has a list. James has as number 1 La Colonia Corona.
Let me talk. So let me talk a little about
Please
James
do, Will.
and that cigar. Okay. So first of all, I know James. He's a Carolina guy. Him and his wife Michelle. Just so you know, they bought John McCain's campaign bus, and I mention that because they took it and they turned it into a mobile smoking lounge.
Wow!
And
I want a mobile smoking lounge.
He's a CRA ambassador. James is a great guy. Dr. Jimmy B, we call him. That La Colonia Corona is a cigar right now. It's a shop exclusive at a Pipe and Pint in Greensboro.
No, you gotta say it right, Will. Greensboro.
Yeah, I don't know what their plans are for that cigar. I'll send you guys some of that cigar. It's an awesome cigar. So it's a little bit of an unknown pick, but I get why he put it. And it's his honest opinion. It's the best stick he's had, and
I like his. I like how he lists the Shark on there as number 6. He's my man.
Yep. He had the La Dominica, La Flor Dominicana Oro Chisel Natural. That's a cigar that doesn't get a lot of love. That's a nice cigar.
I've got some of those Oros kicking around. I could go back and smoke them. To me, they were a little young when they came in the shop, and by no means when we say that to mean any disrespect from a manufacturer, but sometimes it happens and they need a little age. And I think as cigar smokers, you got to be able to give a cigar a chance and let it rest in your humidor for a while. That's part of the game, as far as I'm concerned. It's part of the game.
I agree.
I want to go back and smoke
that one in particular. Both that and the Maduro and the Oro. They needed to sit down a bit.
Yeah.
I think he's the first one to include a fire-cured cigar as well.
Lucia Black?
We actually, Drew had also the same one.
Lucia Black.
Did I miss that earlier? Yeah.
Yep.
That's interesting. I think Mr. J's has some Lucia Blacks and Whites. I'm going to have to go pick some up. I have the Kentucky Fire Cured, and I haven't smoked it yet.
I haven't smoked it either, and I think when we smoke it, it would be a good one we do in our smokes of the week together. There's a lot of talk going on about that.
I think we need to plan that one, Will. I think we all need to smoke it. We all need to talk. It scares me a little. That's why I haven't smoked it. I need you to hold my hand while I smoke it or something.
We could do it as a smoke of the week, possibly. But there's a lot of talk right now on that cigar. Is all
Yeah.
I'll say.
I'm trying to, we need to wipe out our preconceived notions and go smoke it. I mean, some people will see it in my travel humidor and they're like, oh my God, a Kentucky Fire Cure, that's going to be blah, 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 blah. And I want to wipe out any preconceived notions about that cigar and just smoke it and concentrate on the flavors and determine whether I like it or not, you know?
I have not smoked mine either. Just so I haven't smoked it yet.
I think it's going to be really different, right? Because it's a different process they're going through. So,
It smells like dip to me.
Yeah.
And I gave that up years and years ago.
John has the Arturo Fuente Unnamed Reserve Robusto.
Can we skip one?
Oh,
we skip
sorry.
Michael.
We skipped Michael. Sorry, Michael.
Yep.
La Roma de Cuba Mio Amor, it's a great smoke. Again, I don't know if I have it as my number one. I have some Liga Privada Papas Fritas. My assessment on those was not good when they first came out, and I think that was, to me, they tasted a little young, and they needed time to rest. And I think I had some preconceived notions about it being more of a value price cigar, being, the Cuban sandwich and whatnot. But there were a lot of people that love that cigar.
It was inconsistent in my book. Continually, and sometimes and I think it has to do with that Cuban sandwich format.
Yeah, sometimes it's tough to be consistent with it. No, it's a great point. It's a great point.
Not that's a bad cigar. I agree. For taking the preconceived notions, it's from Cuban sandwich, a good cigar. But at times it's been on, and other times it's been off. Right. I mean, it's gone anywhere from a box split down to Angler, in my book.
Oliva Master Blends 3 is one that has really changed over time. I think it's an age thing with that cigar.
Yep.
That's a weird one when it's kind of gone through fits and starts. Like at some points in its aging process, it's really good. And at other points, it's not as good. And I don't think it's an inconsistency. I think it's just the way it's aging. And Master Blends has done that. If you read some of the reviews on the original Master Blends, they're losing some flavor as they get 10 years old or whatever. So I think that blend is really sensitive to age. That's just my assessment.
Yep. You know what we got to do? We gotta do take a cigar, put it in our humidors, and smoke it next year. We just all agree on a cigar, and we put it away for a year.
Yeah, or even a few different cigars. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a stogie of the week that we do.
Yeah, we go back and revisit.
Later.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's a good idea. Yep.
Let's see, John's list again. That Unnamed Reserve Robusto, gotta smoke that. Davidoff Nicaraguan.
Number 2, yeah.
I gotta get some of those other sizes because love that blend.
I tried the Robusto. I think the short Corona is the.
Mark, I think you're right on that too.
I think it's the
that's
bell
the
of
one.
the ball.
That short Corona I could smoke all day long.
Yeah.
I thought this list right here was probably the one that was closest to my taste buds.
Yeah, I can see that. I like the L40 from Liga Privada too. Love that. I had a box of those that I kind of pieced together as they became, every time they come in the shop, I'd buy 2 or 3 or more.
That's what I did with the Dirty Rats recently.
Yeah, and Dirty Rats too. And the, what's the other one? The dark, UF13 Dark.
Oh, I love that cigar.
I like that he put the Herrera Esteli on here. I wasn't so hot on that right off the bat, but Stogie Santa talked me into buying a box when Willie was in the shop, and I find that short Corona Gorda, I think that's the name of the size, to be like extremely smokable, and I I've come around on it.
I like the Lonsdale on that one.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look at Mark's list. Mark with a C. What's the 1502 Ruby? I want to say I have some samples from 1502.
Yeah, in fact, it's kind of funny. When I went down to Florida a few weeks ago, I mentioned it. I put some old Stogie Geeks episodes, and Tim actually smoked a 1502 Ruby, and it's one of the House of Emilio brands.
Okay.
So Ruby is, I'd say, it's more of there's a ruby, an emerald, and a black gold, and I think the ruby's like right in the middle. Of those 3, I prefer the emerald, but it's a solid cigar. 1502 is a company right now, of all the House of Emilio brands, them and Ezra Zion are probably the two hottest right now. And they sell real well down in Charlotte. They're very good price point. And I believe it's got an Ecuadorian wrapper. I don't remember if it's Sumatra or Habano, and it's got Nicaraguan binder and filler. It's solid cigar, great price point.
Excellent. You want to round out this segment, and we're going to post all those lists. Thank you for everyone who submitted. And you want to pick a winner now?
Yep. Random number is number 6, and in the order I got the emails, it goes to Michael Stewart. So, Michael Stewart, you have won the prize pack of the Aurora Tubos, and I'll be getting those out to you. So, thank you very much. Thanks for everyone who submitted.
I'm trying to find the video contest. You guys don't have that handy, do you?
No.
No, I don't have it handy either. I meant to pull it up before the show, and I can't find it now. There is someone who did win.
Someone won.
Someone won, and I
We
can't.
had 2 entries.
We had 2 entries, and now I can't.
We had one by Adam Partridge, and we had one by Adam Partridge, and then the other one was the one that had to be resubmitted twice.
It was Adam. Adam was the winner. That's
okay, Adam was the winner?
I picked Adam at random, and Adam was the winner.
Okay.
So, Adam, congratulations. You won. We're going to post your video review and air it on the next episode. And I'm going to send you the Epic Oasis cigars. Thank you very much for your submission.
Yep. They were both good, both great jobs on that.
Great jobs. I'll post both of them as well. I'll air Adam's and then the next one.
Yep.
So we'll air them both on the show. Thank you guys very much for submitting.
Yep. And I think we're caught up on contests.
Yes, we're officially caught up on contests. So, Adam, please email us your mailing address, the show at stoigeeks.com.
Yep.
Well, thanks, everyone, for listening. And we will see everyone next week. We get an epic show. Glenn Case will be here. Phil Zangi will be here on the lines via Skype. So thanks, everyone, for listening. Don't forget to join the CRA. And we'll see everyone on the next episode of the Stogie Geek Show.